dun, 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 dun. Greetings, everyone. Greetings. We are live on this cold and frosty afternoon, Tuesday, the 13th of December. And my name's Dee Bailey. Welcome to... It's not Real Talk, it's Simply Dee's.
You didn't hear that I was saying, it was too late, yeah.
It's a Simply Together show. It threw me because I thought, Simply Together show. Simply Together show. And I am hosting with my lovely co-host, the lovely Nikkei. Give it up for Nikkei. Two awesome guests today. We have on the screen Andrew, and you're thinking, what's he going to talk about? You're going to find out just a little bit later. But that's it. Give him a little sneak there. Give him a little sneak. So, so Nikkei is going to have a chat, and you're not actually going to see them on screen, but you're going to hear this person. Let's see who might be able to guess who it is. Maybe give some clues. Shell, do you want to give some clues? And then let's see if the audience can guess who it might be. Myself and Andrew are going to go off the screen, and do you want to give a few clues?
I'll give a few clues. Right. Yeah. Okay, so you would have seen this person out and about, either in the town centre, with the Keech Centre, with Luton Food Bank, when the King came to town, but you wouldn't have actually seen his face. You would have seen his persona.
Who could it be?
And it's someone that's been doing this right through lockdown with some other people, but is taking it on all completely by himself and got awards for it.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I did give a little clue because I put the banner up and then I
said the banner's been up. So we haven't got any comments yet.
So we will just hear the voice. I did try and see if we could work out if we could put a little picture up, but we'll just hear the voice today about what he's been doing, and Nikkei's going to be interviewing him. So
there you go. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. So there you go. Right. So it's going to be straight. Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, and I like the little teaser that Shelley just gave just then. That was quite good, but I think the voice is going to give it away, and the strip at the bottom, that's going to give it away as well. So yes, hello, I'm Lutons Deadpool, and it's a pleasure for me to be on your show today. Thank you for having me.
Oh well, no, thank you for coming. So I understand that you've okay, so firstly, do you want to tell everybody, for the people who wouldn't know, how you got into being Lutons Deadpool?
Yeah, sure. I'll try and keep it as brief as I can because it's quite a long story. But essentially what happened was during the first wave of the lockdown in 2020, a group of friends and myself started running around the town trying to raise money for the Bedfordshire Hospital charity. And through that process, it was over about the course of two or so months, we ended up raising over £7,000 for that charity. Yeah, really, really proud achievement. Obviously, after that, people started going back to work and stuff, and the superheroes disbanded. We couldn't carry on. And it was last year in 2021 where, after a really long time of people just keep pestering me saying, can you come back? Can you do this party? Can you do this? Can you do that? I just decided to throw myself back into it. So at first I was just Deadpool, and then I became Lutons Deadpool. And ever since I came back, I've really tried to champion charitable causes, mental health, and the positive side of Luton, because, we live in a town that has a lot of great people, a lot of creative people, a lot of beautiful communities, and it's a place that always gets downtrodden in the media. We never see the positive side of it. So I decided to make it my life's mission to change that narrative and slowly but surely it's happening. And I think I'm part of a really big movement at the moment in Luton that is promoting positive change and just being nice and kind to each other, picking up litter, just being a real community person. So yeah, that's kind of a little thing of who I am and what I'm doing. Oh yeah, and I'm anonymous.
Yeah, I kind of gathered that. Because yeah, that's really cute. Okay, so what have you got coming up now? I understand that you've got some things going on that might be of interest to people.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I've got a really packed out schedule this month. December's always my busiest month because I'm doing a lot of raising for Keech Hospice Care. That's my chosen charity who I primarily work with. So I'll be out and about in town centre over the next couple of weeks until the 24th. Those dates are the 14th, 15th, 16th, 18th, 20th, 23rd, 23rd, and 24th, and it's ranging between about 11 a.m. to about 2 p.m. each day. I'll be out there with my bucket, so if people want to come and donate to Keech directly, they can. I've got a Just Giving account as well that people can donate to, and also I've got a GoFundMe that I've just started to help pay for some of the costs like parking and stuff like that, because obviously, as time has gone on, it has become more and more expensive for me to do this, but I also understand the importance of doing it. So, yeah, if anybody wants to help me, everybody wants to support me, it's all going towards a good cause. Any of the money that's also left over at the end of each month from any of my expenses will go straight back into Keech. So, I'd really appreciate any help from anybody. So, that's kind of what I've got coming up.
Okay, so Shelley mentioned when she was giving her little tidbits about you, about what was it, Father Christmas?
Oh yeah.
So do you I think the question I'm leading to is that, are you specifically working with just Keech, or do you just decide on a month by month basis?
So I kind of do. It's a bit hard to actually boil down because primarily I do stuff for Keech. So each half term and sometimes during the summer holidays, all over Christmas, I only raise for Keech with my bucket. But then throughout the year, I'm invited to various events, as you probably just saw on the screen. I think that was for East Fest that I went to. So I like to promote events as well that are going on in the town, showing that more positive side of things. I also work sometimes with Noah in the food bank, Discover Islam as well, World Appeal, Human Appeal, Neighbour to Neighbour. Like, there's so many causes that I try to be a part of, and they're all really positive and influential around town. So I do mostly do stuff for Keech, but at the same time, I'm not exclusive to them. I want to help people, I think that's kind of the root cause of a superhero. I know it sounds a bit silly calling myself a superhero, but it's sort of become that as time's gone on.
Yeah, that's really great. Also, I was going to ask a question. Have you had any recognition for the work that you've been doing?
Yeah, so last year at the Love Luton Awards, me and my group, we won a for, I think it was Fundraiser of the Year. We won last year, and then we was nominated for Fundraiser of the Year at the Community Awards. But then this year, on my own, considering that I put a lot of work in by myself, don't really get much help doing this. It's just me and my wife that kind of run this. I got a nomination for Charity Fundraiser of the Year again for Community Interest Luton, and this time I actually won. So the event was amazing and it was brilliant. And I've just seen a question pop up: do you do this full time? At first, it wasn't full time, but now it's taken on a life of its own, and I kind of have had to shelve any plans that I had to commit full time to this. So it is like a 24/7 job. I get messages, maybe like 15 to 20 messages each day from fans or from people just requesting my services. It's just, this is my life now. I didn't really plan for any of this to become as big as what it was, but now I understand the responsibility and importance of it. I want to do some really good stuff with the platform I've been given.
Wow, that's amazing. So, but I could see you've got some work here with the food bank. But prior to that, I saw a picture where you were out when the king. Well, I remember time was coming.
Yeah,
so
that was funny.
Did he speak to you?
Yeah, so no, I didn't speak to the king as such. I don't think they would have let me anywhere near him, to be honest with you. I actually, when I got there, I was with the mall security and we were sort of talking. And one of the guys said, "Can you see that guy up there with the binoculars in the window?" And I looked up and there was a couple of policemen in the window of the town hall and they had the binoculars on me. He was like, "Look over there, there's 3 snipers on you right now." I looked up and no lie, there was 3 guys with guns pointed directly at me. So,
Oh my Lord.
so yeah, I don't think they would have let me anywhere near. But then what I did do is outside of Don Miller's, there's a kind of like a penny farthing type bike stand. So I wanted to get a really good view of the king. So I jumped up on top of this penny farthing thing. So I was like clear above everybody else, and I just started waving my arms around, screaming, "Look at me, look at me!" And yeah, the king as he walked. Yeah, I know, right? But as the king sort of walked past, he looked up, he saw me, and he had the most bemused look that I've ever seen a person have on their face, and he just kind of carried on. But yeah, it was quite a funny moment to have had.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And I noticed there also that you work with the food bank.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, today I'm actually going to be going down and working with the food bank. I like to support them. It's a shame that they have to exist. I really hate that they have to exist. If you just look at the numbers of food banks, they're just going up year on year on year, and there's obvious reasons for that, and it's really sad. And I think that that's an issue that needs to be addressed. And that's why I try to, number one, I try to go and help them because they need help. And to anybody out there, to volunteer for the food bank is the easiest thing in the world. They'll add you to a WhatsApp group and you can just literally give up as much time or as little time as you want. They're amazing people. They need our help. But also by going there and highlighting that you're doing the work, it will show the people that are in power that this is still going on and we need to do something about it. You know, there's people out there that are literally choosing between heating and eating right now. And we live in the 5th largest economy in the world. So what that makes no sense. I want people to start looking at stuff like this, and then the people at the top might be able to actually start taking some accountability. So yeah, that's kind of one of my reasons for I work at the food bank.
Okay, that's amazing. So where you mentioned that if people want to work at the food bank, is there more than one food bank in Luton, or is it just the Luton Food Bank?
It's just well, there's plenty of places that do food bank type services, but the Luton Food Bank is kind of the biggest one out of the lot, and they supply lots of people all around Luton town and outside areas as well. But you know, I'm not probably the best person to talk about the different like levels of food banks that there are in the town. But no. From my understanding, you know, there's one distribution centre that I go to work in, which is in Hightown, and like I say, it is just so easy to sign up and go and work for them. They need us right now, especially during these cold months. So whether you're going shopping and you see food bank people out there, or there's a little shopping trolley asking you to donate to various food banks, please do that at the very least. If not, volunteer some of your time, because these people really do need us right now.
Right. Okay. And so if people actually wanted to volunteer their time, how would they go about that? Do they just search Luton Food Bank?
Yeah, you can go onto Google, search Luton Food Bank. You can find them on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and, you know, just type in Luton Food Bank. It comes up. It's got a little egg symbol, which is them. And then you can find out all the relevant information you need from there. They're great people and they really do want to do good work. So the more the merrier. They're always crying out for people to come and volunteer, and there's never enough people or food. So they definitely need us.
Right. That's amazing. Oh, wow. Okay, that's great. So is there anything else further that we haven't talked about that you might like to add?
Well, I've just got maybe next year. I've got a lot of big stuff coming, and that's where the GoFundMe sort of comes into it. I've got a lot of projects that I want to do. I'm making a trip to Africa to deliver some clothes and toys to a charity that I work with out there, and I'll need some help to get that moving. But obviously, I'm trying to do a lot of the funding myself, but it's going to require a little bit more help from people. But yeah, I've got a mental year next year, and as many people that get on board to help, the better we can make this town and this world.
Right. Okay. So how can whereabouts in Africa are you going, by the way?
I'm going to Gambia.
To Gambia. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a friend out in Banjul.
Okay. So the stuff that you're taking with you, are you looking for those donations as well, or are you going to buy them up?
Yeah. I mean, at the moment, I'm just focusing on my Christmas collections for Keech, and in the new year, the second it hits January the 1st, I'm going to be pumping it out to people to let them know how they can help me, what my targets are, and what my plans are. So at the moment, I'm keeping my cards very close to my chest on terms of my plans. But as soon as I've got Christmas out of the way, I'm going to show the world what my next venture is, and hopefully I can get as many people to come and support me as physically possible.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much. I think Shelley's got a question for you.
Well, so you've got us here, and one of the things that I noticed just recently of one of your posts that I know that you're a little bit worried about, and it was one of the reasons why I wanted you to come on today. That fundraisers and charity supporters do need to help themselves. We've got Deadpool sort of on the description of the show. There's a couple of links that are on there, and one of them is a fund that you've set up to help support yourself. All those little admin-y bits, if you want to call it that, for you to do what you do. And I know it's something that you've battled with in your own mind that you didn't want to do, and all the monies need to go to charities, but you do need to have some support yourself to even just to keep the costume and stuff clean. Little things like that. It's the proper admin stuff. It's the day-to-day of doing what you need to do. And if you don't look after those little things, then you can't do the big things that you're doing.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, just on that, obviously, when I first started this, back in the first lockdown, I made the decision that I didn't ever want people to find out who I am, right? And that was because I wanted people to believe that anybody could be under that mask, right? So if anybody could be under that mask, why not you? Yeah. So that was kind of the primary reason why I started it. Also, as things started to get bigger, I started to realize, people were saying, oh, well, you could make some money out of this, or you could get really famous out of this. And I do not care for money or fame. I've had lots of money at times. I've had little bits of money at times. The happiest I've ever been is when I have less money and I'm actually struggling. It's kind of funny, more money equals more problems in a way. So, I have no intention on getting rich off of this. Anything that I get in addition to the help that I receive from people will be going straight into charity. I don't live a lavish lifestyle. I've been in situations myself over the years where I've needed food banks, right? I'm not a well-off person at all, but yeah, I'm a happy person and I don't need any more. So, I just want to assure anybody out there that may have them sort of reservations that my intentions are true and they're good. I just want to help people. I don't want anybody to think that I'm looking at this as a way to make something. I just want to have my parking covered, maybe get myself a sandwich or some out. Do you know what I mean? Unfortunately, it's getting to a point now where the cost of doing this is can I top up my gas meter or shall I go and be Deadpool? And I'd rather still be able to top up my gas meter. Do you know what I mean? I've got kids, I don't want my kids to suffer for the great stuff that I get to do. Although, they've said many times that they're happy to go through the hardship as long as what we're doing together as a family is going to make this town, this world a better place. I've always believed that you should leave the world a better place than what it was like before you entered it. so yeah, you know, these are kind of my motivations in doing what I'm doing. But at the same time, I have had to listen to people recently who have said, you know, you need to set something up so you're not completely suffering. So yeah, I will take heed of that message.
Yeah. I mean, even the big charities. I mean, I've done a lot of work locally for Cancer Research UK. We did the Relay for Life. Now,
Yeah.
part of that committee ended up having some of that money that was raised that they needed to have things. I mean, it's not like you're buying anything in particular, but it's the flyers, it's the garage, for instance, that we needed for our lockup for all of the bits and pieces that we had. Those little admin things you need because you're running a kind of a business, but you're obviously not taking, like, you're not taking a wage or anything from it, but it's those little things. So if the big charities know they need to do it, then
I think it's bigger for smaller charities, to be fair, because the impact is there. Your reach might be a little bit smaller, but I think you know, from one of the things that I've picked up from what you're saying, a way about that is just to be, I suppose, the way you have been on the show is just to be transparent about it, because it's logical. You know, if you've driven somewhere, it's logical that you've got to put your car somewhere. When, you know, in Luton we drive more, but they are quite anti-car, so you have to pay. You know, so yeah, we gotcha, as they say.
It's always been a bit of a problem. Oh, sorry, I lost you for a bit then.
You went a bit gurgly. But yeah, so yeah, to it is kind of, yeah, you're taking out of someone else's pocket. You're not, because you need to be able to do what you're doing to be able to get the bigger picture out there. But I was just looking at the time and I'm thinking you need to get yourself sorted and out. And
I need to go and get my silly costume on. Yeah. Oh, just to let people know, at the moment, you put a picture up of me with the Buddy the Elf suit on top of my Deadpool suit. So yeah, if you do see a weird man in an elf costume and a red mask, don't be afraid. It's just me. So yeah. Can I just quickly plug my my podcast as well? If that's all right.
Oh yes, yeah. We didn't say about the podcast. No.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
No, we didn't. So I started a podcast recently. At the moment, it's on Spotify, but I've been uploading stuff onto YouTube as well because there is video content. But it's called Lutons Deadpool ... words, and that's because I couldn't think of a name. I just figured we're going to use words, so why not? So yeah, that's the podcast, and I have loads of cool people from Luton that come on, or not necessarily even from Luton, just really positive voices and people that maybe you could learn something from. So yeah, if anybody wants to check it out, you can find it on YouTube, you can find it on Spotify. Same goes for any of my socials. It's Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook. I don't think I've left anything out. Yeah, find me on any of them. But yeah, it's just Lutons Deadpool. Just search me up, you'll find me. It's pretty easy. But yeah, thank you very much. Oh, and maybe at some point I can have one of you guys on the podcast, because I think that'd be quite cool.
Yeah, we definitely want you on Dee's radio show, so we get a little bit more in depth, especially in the new year, because if you're kickstarting all your bits and pieces off, get you on there and get you talking. But she will go deep, I'll tell you that now.
That's fine. Trust me, I love a good chat. So yeah, it'll be perfect. We'll set off like fireworks.
We'll keep sharing on each other's pages and things, I think now.
All right, thank you so much for having me, though.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Okay, wicked. I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you short, and I'm just going to go because otherwise I'm not going to have enough time to get over there. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. I'll speak to you soon.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Take care.
Take care.
Drive safely.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, that's amazing. The other thing I wanted to say is that when people push back about like admin and stuff and things like that, one thing that came to my mind is that, well, it's all right why you said that, but are you going to do it? There's clearly a need for it. Are you going to do it? But I mean, obviously he wouldn't. He's a really nice guy. He's not mean like me. Oh my God. Hello, Andrew.
We'll
Wow.
put hands on. D just messaged, said, I need to take a call, so I think it's a work call. So if I now carry on.
I just want to say that was really interesting listening to Deadpool. It's just so enthusiastic and
Yeah.
generous spirit, and just encompassing weirdness and generosity. I thought that was fantastic. Just, I mean, that picture of him dressed as the elf is just very, very funny. And yeah,
he goes down to Luton Town football matches all the time. He's out in the community. He really is just there and supporting as much as he can. And with the post that he put on, I think it was on Instagram, I saw it, that he was then worried that he was having to do this extra GoFundMe and everything. And what we're like at Simply D's, it was kind of, it just hit I was kind of like, well, no, you don't need to be like that at all. In fact, actually, come on the show. You can promote yourself, and I can tell you.
No, I thought that was really supportive of you. I thought that was really sensible. It's just like, yes, they're the things that you don't really think about. I mean, there was a guy on the news this morning, this plumber bloke, and he's just running around all over the place fitting people's boilers for free, and it's just extraordinary. So yeah, you've got to. That's the side of the charity and giving that you don't really think about. It's just all about, you put 10 pence in, or you put money into a bucket, and you kind of go, well, yes, that's going to go straight to the people that need it. Also, yeah, there's if he's doing this full time, Deadpool's doing this full time, then where's his income coming from, and who's paying his bills? So, interesting set of interesting thoughts going on there. So.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, so hello, Andrew. We've
Shall I?
When did I last see you? 2 days ago we first met. Okay, do you want to stay on? Or do you need to pop off? Or
no, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine.
You can stay there.
Yeah.
Well, so Andrew, we bumped into
Indeed
at the artisan fair at Stockwood.
Yeah.
You were having a little nose round because of your business. Do you want to explain what it is that you do? Okay,
well, as you can see on the banner across the bottom, Yay Games is what I do. With my wife and I, we run Yay Games. So yay is the response that normally people get when you say, do you want to play board and card games? And that's what we do. I design and publish board games. Have been doing this since 2014, and some of them involve famous things like can't get it in. There we go. So that's one of our new ones, Connecting London. So it's all can't stay on screen. It's weird. So that's all based on Transport for London things, but we've also got family-friendly, interesting games based on Gruffalo.
Gruffalo, yeah, I recognise that.
So that's a really cute game that we're delighted that we worked with Magic Light on that one. So it's all based entirely on the Gruffalo story. So there's 4 games, age 4 and upwards. There's a memory game. There's a dexterity game. There's a little Ominoes style game, and a little set collecting game. And yeah, we're delighted to have worked directly with them. And Gruffalo is my son's favourite. Absolutely, Gruffalo rocks.
I remember taking
a very visual one, yeah.
And it's just been great fun working on these licensed products as well as our original ones, bringing the joy. I mean, what we aim to do is just make really simple games. So the rules are really, really simple, but the actual choices that you're getting to do and the complexity of the game is just there to make you think. Because board games are just the best way of meeting new people and being entertained and entertaining. So you sit around the table, 4 of you, moving pieces of cardboard around, but it's all about what's going on inside your head. And it's just instant reaction of, "Wow, that was a good move," or "Yeah, I won," and it's it's just great fun. So yeah. So I was going to the Discovery Centre to just check it out because they do these artisan fairs second Sunday of every month, and I thought, would we fit in? And I think the answer is yes. so that's all good.
Especially where you've got enough space up there that you could be demonstrating the games. And we proved that point because you did kindly pop home, come back with a couple of games. I had my nephew there with me, Jake. He's really into board games, as you may have noticed when you started playing. There was the 4 pieces that were set up, and then I got pulled away and was talking. And then when I turned around and looked, Dee was still trying to work out the game, and Jake had gone into it like, "Yep, I've got this. I know exactly how this works."
Oh dear, yeah, that's amazing.
So that was our award-winning game, Ominoes, which is a little dice game, and Jake was. Sorry, show it again. There's information on the website. So yeah, Jake was all over it. He was just completely getting it. All you're trying to do is make little groups of 4 dice, and you roll the dice, you move a dice, and then put another one down. But it's really simple. But he was just completely in it. Yeah.
Do you have any digital games, Andrew?
No, I'm completely analog. I don't normally get on with computers particularly well, but they're all just analog bits and pieces. So this Connecting London one is it's basically we've taken Zone 1 of London, sliced it up into bits, and what you're trying to do is put your pieces down. Everybody's trying to put into the same map, and you're putting it down to make connections between mainline stations or tourist stations. And it's just simply, where do I place that particular tile? So you're thinking about the strategy, thinking about things going on ahead, but it's a satisfying jigsaw puzzle race. And it's just really, really simple. But also, you learn lots about, where the bits of London are. Oh, that's where Old Gate is,
There was a kind of board game when I was younger, so we're talking when I was in my teens, that was the London Underground, and I still think that I remember parts of the London Underground because of the game, because it was you had to work your way round, so you was told that I had to go from one place to the other, and go in the certain amount of moves by the number of dice that was going. So you was trying to work out in your mind on a map. Right, if I go down that line, that's 3 stops and that's 4 stops, that kind of a thing. And so when I said to you on Sunday, when you was bringing the games out your bag, I was like, I saw that on the website. It's like, wow.
Yes, it's real. Yeah, they're real.
So, Andrew, how did you come up with the idea for the game, the TFL game? Were you approached, or did you just think of it and approach them?
I had designed a little tile laying game, so tiles, little pieces of cardboard, that was a kind of abstract. I called it the Metro Company at the time. And it was all about basically the same principle. You're connecting stations together, but it didn't have the reality of Zone 1. So I approached Gibson's Games, who are the guys who publish it, who you'll know probably more from Jigsaw Puzzles as well. But they do quite a few other Transport for London games like Mind the Gap and Race the Rails. So I approached them, and they said, "This is a really cool game. We like what you've done, but it's abstract. So it didn't have any of the details of actually being really London." And they set me a challenge. They said, if you can turn it into a real map of London, we might be able to take it to Transport for London and see what happens. So that was just like, oh, cool. Okay, right. And then it just took ages to get the right way of cutting up Zone 1 so that each little tile has got its own single station on it. We've not cut through the words, and we couldn't move the words around because the map is the map. That's exactly it should be. So all of that was quite difficult, but yeah, no, it was kind of the rest is history. So
wow.
was really
And what's the age range from that? Ooh.
Well, for the Connecting London, it says, I can't remember now. Oh, where are we? I can't read. Oh, it says 8 years plus. But basically, because of the nature of it, because of the fact that it's all open information, so everybody can see everybody else's pieces and everybody can see the central map that you're adding to.
Yeah.
And the way the game works, it's quite easy to just go, well, you can play that one, or you can play that one, or you can play that one out of the 6 pieces that you've got, because that one's showing that particular color, and that's the active color this turn. So 8 plus, definitely, probably lighter than that, you can go down to. But it's just a really nice 20-minute game. I'm really pleased with this.
I do actually like, as you say, like 20-minute game. I do like on your website, which is then going across on the screen, because it's your own personal company you're developing and everything else, that you've put that kind of thought into it, that it's like a quick game, it's an easy to pick up game, or it's games that you can either play for hours, but you could actually just have your turn at a certain point, that it's going to last you your 10 minutes, your 20 minutes while like you're waiting for dinner or whatever. It's kind of that kind of a thought, that anytime that you could pick up something. Our Trish has turned around and said, "If you consider Dragon's Den, I dare you."
They're too scary. I like nice people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the lovely things about the Ominoes game, is that we go to loads of conventions across the country, and so often people just come up and just go, "It's our favourite game." And it's literally a go-to game to start the evening off, just a quick 10 minutes, just like a little warm-up for your brain. Or it's just a case of, oh, we'll put the pasta on, come on, I'll challenge you to that for 10 minutes. And it just takes 10 minutes to play. So it was designed kind of like these kind of popcorn style games. So you just get in there, have a quick bit of fun, put it down, then go on for something heavier if you want to. Or, yeah, so we're happy with the way it's all going. I mean, our longest game that takes the longest to play is about 45 minutes. And that's our first game actually, called Frankenstein's Bodies, where you're trying to build the best bodies that you can to impress Frankenstein. So it's all card collecting and stealing body parts from other players. It was a certain style that you either like it or you don't.
That is funny.
So if people were wanting to order from you, is it that you keep stock yourself, or do they go through?
No, we've got stock here. Always keep some stock on site, so we can ship out immediately. And also, because it's direct from us and direct from me, the designer, if people want to have a little dedication on there, so signed to Happy Christmas Bob or whatever, we can do all that. So send us a message at the time that you place the order, and we can deal with all that. It's lovely.
Oh wow.
It's always nice, like dealing with like small little companies when they've got little things like that can easily change around and do bits and pieces and stuff. I mean, I think like for you, you would fit in with the artisan event. As I said, you could, like having a mini convention almost around you, that you'd end up having a quick ball game, and then it's the ideal time to explain the game to someone, is then playing the games and stuff.
Oh, you can't beat it. I mean, the finest test of a game is just, can you sit down and play it in a couple of minutes? But that's our style of games. But actually, just seeing it on the table, you learn so much more quickly than reading the back of the box.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of the great things. We go to the big show, UK Games Expo, where there's 24,000 people in the Birmingham NEC for 4 days, and it's just absolutely fantastic. And there's other conventions all around the place. Patricia just sent a message. I love the sound. Yeah. We still play at Christmas get-togethers. Excellent. that's it. I mean, that's one of the things that we do over Christmas as well. It's just back-to-back board games. It's brilliant.
My mum was a brown owl. So when the kids were little, and you kind of, the adults are taking a little bit longer for Christmas dinner, and it's kind of, you kind of want to keep the kids active, and not go running off anywhere, but you're not quite ready for your pudding. So mum always used to do different kind of board games or running around the house kind of games. I do remember there was actually one that we found one of the puzzle pieces like 2 months later. She didn't need that well. But to have all those little kind of games, and it is especially for Christmas, it shouldn't be kind of everyone go off on their different rooms and you're not seeing each other. It's like sitting around with your family. And
that's good.
But it's the whole social interaction thing of just like 4 or 5 people, allegedly grown-ups, but they're not, sat around a table, no mobiles, just playing with each other, and the change in the mood is just funny. You'll get one person going, yes, that's fantastic, and the other 3 just going, it's just great fun. That's why we do it.
There are plenty of games on your website. As you've got anything that you kind of think that's rolling around in your brain at the minute that you're thinking, I'd love to do a game about that? Are you constantly thinking like that, or is you?
Yes. I mean, at the moment, there's I've got 12 games published in various parts of the world as well, and at the moment there's about 8 prototypes that I've got out at other publishers that I'm working on. And yeah, I mean, I've been working on one today that I've just been fiddling around with for quite a while just to try and get the tone right. But my favorite geeky nerd moment was working on the game that came out in summer called Danger Zone, which was based on Thunderbirds. So the puppet show from the 60s. All Jerry Anderson stuff, all about Nikke's looking blank.
Sorry. I'm listening to you. I just want to get your website up before the.
Thunderbirds was a brilliant show, all about these brothers saving people in peril, and I got the chance to work on that as a card game, and so I've based this game entirely, completely on the original episodes. So it's right back to the 60s. So there's Fire Flash, where one of the brothers lands an aeroplane.
Yeah.
And it's I'm really happy with it. It's just gone down really, really well at the games conventions. And it's a cooperative game, which is really nice and different. So rather than playing to win, we're actually playing to try and save whoever's in peril before the time runs out. And the time is based on how many things that we get right or get wrong.
That sounds like a really interesting concept. So what's the time scale for that kind of game? Because I'm just thinking that would be a really good icebreaker at a convention or a team away day.
Well, one of the things that we did was design it so that you can have a really short game of 20 minutes and a longer game up to about 45 minutes. So we've got some of the bigger, more complicated original stories. You've got to do an awful lot of work to try and make it succeed. And they'll take about 45 minutes. But yeah, there's a starter of about 20 minutes.
And what's the minimum number? Oh my God, I'm really liking the sound of that.
Yeah, you see, games. Hey. What was the question? The minimum number.
What's the minimum number of people that can play that game?
It's a cooperative, so the more people, the better. It does play 2 players to 6 players, but 4, 5, and 6 is where it gets really, really exciting, really good fun. But it does work 2-player. We make sure that everything works 2-player.
See, even like Nikke's going from that as a business point of view. So sort of, or if you're doing an icebreaker where you've got Nikke's into martial arts as well. So I could see something like that as an icebreaker of when you're in doing things. But I then come from guiding and scouting background, and I can see that working, like trying to get scouts, especially. Girls kind of work together. when you get a load of boys together, they don't always, they want to win. That's all that's, you know.
Yeah.
To have a game like that would be amazing.
Well, what's interesting about the way we approach Danger Zone, the Thunderbirds game, is a little bit of Thunderbirds background. So all the guys live on Tracy Island in the middle of the Pacific, I think it is. Little desert island anyway, but where all the top secret base is. And you've got the father figure called Jeff. And Jeff tells everybody what to do. And what's interesting about this game, the way we've designed it, is that everybody takes a turn being Jeff. So in my turn, if I'm Jeff, I'm saying, okay, guys, we need to do this. And then it's up to you two to then do that. And we'll see if we succeed or not. And at the end of my turn, I pass Jeff over to Shelley, and then Jeff's in charge. Shelley's in charge. so there's an interesting dynamic shift, as well as being this spotlight coming over you and just going, right, Jeff, what are you going to do? And it's
just... sounds really interesting. It's I really like that concept.
Yeah,
wonder how big it is, and something that fits in your handbag.
Oh yeah, it's a tiny little box. I didn't bring that one up to show off. I wanted to show the other ones. Oh yeah. Look, Isha, thank you. I'm saying yay to Yay Games. Thank you.
And he was just like loving the concept of like everyone working together as part of a board game. Yeah,
I think that is such a multi-purpose thing, and it kind of makes me think that obviously you've done the Thunderbirds, but it lends itself to other popular ones as well, like Charlie's Angels, or if you want to go real Grand Theft Auto, you could go for James Bond. I love James Bond thing. Or the Dirty Dozen, not the Dirty Dozen. What's that one with George Clooney? Oh God, what is it? Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11, yeah. And Ocean's 12,
Yeah, I mean, I'm always on the lookout for new concept. Magic Roundabout, yes.
I'm not quite sure where that was.
That's really funny.
Well, I mean, you see, there's one that I'd really, really love to do, and is based on clangers. So the little
the clangers the other day.
Just brilliant. I mean, but I love all those. I mean, these kind of things just lend themselves to the type of what we do. Nice and simple, nice and quick. And a Hey Dougie one I'd love to have a go at as well. So
that would be a good one.
It's just finding the right people to talk to get the right licensing deal.
Get licensing on it,
because that costs quite a bit.
Oh my
yes,
God.
I think you said clangers. Now you've got to do clangers. That's sort of now you've said that out loud.
My mouth's too big sometimes.
Right, so what we're saying is, everyone, if you're into the board games, get onto the website. We've got plenty of stock. Hopefully, we can get you some sales and stuff, and then hopefully we'll see you at the Artisan Fair.
Definitely.
They're not doing one in January, but they start them back up again in February.
Second Sunday of February, isn't it? I think.
Yes. Yep. Second Sunday in February, and all the way up till summer. I think they're booking up till because they do it up in blocks, and it's just seeing how it goes up, because the Artisan Fair's only been going this year, so we've had a few ups and downs, but it's definitely it's a nice place to be. Plenty of parking and stuff.
Well, it's free parking. It's a lovely park. There's stuff is just delightful. Plus, it's free to get in, and even if you like what you see and walk away with stuff from the exhibitors and the sellers there, you can also walk around ancient carriages.
All the carriages and stuff in there. You've got a cafe on site. You've got the gardens during the summer when it's nice, and all the gardens are actually all then sorted. So yes,
nice, brilliant place. Love it.
I was just looking at the time. We need to wrap up. Nikkei needs to go.
At least I'm not working today. You see, I'm relaxed.
You see, we just relax. Just relax.
I'm not there in the private message saying, I gotta go and look back on the clip pictures. So, yeah. That was really good.
So we're just
really
wrapping up today.
Cool.
There's kind of not really much Simply D's wise we need to say about, other than tonight. I'll put the right one. That's the wrong one. I'll put the right one up. Real talk. It's because they both got the 13th of December on it. It's confusing. It doesn't, yeah. Real talk tonight with Simply D's. D's actual radio show that we now stream online is tonight. And at the moment, I've forgotten which guests we've got coming on, but it's always full and it's always proper in-depth chats, proper real talk. So that's tonight. Starts from 7 o'clock. Should finish at 9, but we know, D, that could go on longer. And the other thing that we got going on is our rescheduled end of year celebrations. So we changed that to the 15th of January, 2 till 5 at the Luton Irish Forum, which is at the bottom of Hightown Road. All we ask for is the £5 donation. That just then goes towards like the hall and a few refreshments and bits and pieces, and it just gets everyone in our community that's worked with us, that's interested in what we do. Just like a networking kind of get together. What did I call it? Natter and Nibbles, I think it was. Yeah. One of the updates. And it's just open to everyone. Please don't wait until you actually get like a proper invitation. It's just come on down and get together with everyone in the community. Next year, kicking off with our Zooms that we normally do, Life in the Lockdown. I'm not quite sure what date that actually works out as being. So that's our monthly Zooms. And a load of new projects coming up. It's kind of watch this space and hopefully it'll work.
Get your seatbelt on, guys. You're gonna need it.
Yeah, you just hang on tight. You never know what's going to go on when we decide that we're going to do something. So the easiest way to keep in touch with all of us is Simply D's events on all the social media. Our link tree, Simply D's events CIC. It's got the access to our calendar, places that we're going to, and supporting other things that are going on in the community as well. It goes on to all our pages. And yes, sign up to the newsletter and watch what comes next. Every year we've said it's going to get bigger and better, and I think next year,
yeah,
if it works out, it's going to be big. It's going to be big. So hopefully. So if you're watching this on replay, still please look at all the links, have a chat on the put the messages there. We still read them. We still pass them on to our guests. So yes. So we are doing our last show of the year next week, next Tuesday at midday. And I think it's a bit of a free-for-all. I don't know whether we've actually got guests or anything. I think we're just, all of us as the presenters and stuff are just going to hammer on and have a chat with everyone, make sure everyone's all right, ready for Christmas. Yeah, Dee's then put, host chatting. As we do. So, thank you very much, Andrew. Thank you very much, Deadpool. I think he's now in the car somewhere going off to
Yeah, well done. So Shelley, Nikki, Dee, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciated that. Thanks for the invite.
Oh well, it was nice to meet you. I'm definitely going to go check out that Thunderbirds game.
I think everyone's going to be on there. We'll have to put like little notes, sort of like, I've seen you on D's, so you know where all the orders are coming from.
Oh dear.
So we'll say goodbye to the audience. Andrew, stay there for a second.
Okay.
All right, then. Bye, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Look after yourself. Stay warm, guys. Take your vitamin D. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. As I said, there's no sunshine.